Hi, this is Joe Martin from First Baptist Church in Toledo, and this is my cabin talk. We're finishing up a series on restore and how many people that we know, friends and family and other people that really need to be restored from a place of being away from God, not living for Him anymore, not serving church, not doing anything. Why is it that people backslide, to use the old terminology? The word backslide literally means to go wayward or to be unfaithful. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 14:14, the backslider in heart will have his fill of his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied with his. You know, there are things that can bring on and keep you stuck and keep people, friends of yours, and even yourself, stuck in a backslidden condition. And, you know, the Bible uses this term, in the Old Testament, God's people, the people that were really serious about following God's plan, they were surrounded by many, many people because everybody was religious in some way who really it was just surface level, honored with lips, but their hearts were far away. In Hosea chapter 14, it says, "Return, O Israel, to the Lord your God, for you have stumbled because of your iniquity. Take words with you and return to the Lord. Say to him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously, that we may present the fruit of our lips. Assyria will not save us. We will not ride on horses, nor will we say again, our God, to the work of our hands. For in you the orphan finds mercy. I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely, for my anger has turned away from them. I will be like the dew of Israel. He will blossom like the lily. He will take root like the cedars of Lebanon. His shoots will sprout, and his beauty will be like the olive tree, and the fragrance like the cedars of Lebanon." So this is a beautiful passage full of like imagery. But what happened to them? God gives the invitation to us, return to him. But what kept them back? What was their pride? It's what keeps us back. We keep thinking we're going to fix it. We don't want to go back until we've got it together. But he says, take your words with you and return to the Lord. Take your words, this need to confess, the need to own it. And we ought to be able to say to God, take away our iniquity and receive us graciously. Lord, we need you, that we may present the fruit of our lips, that we may begin to really talk and overflow from our hearts to you. But pride will get in the way. We think, oh, I've been gone too long. I've been away too long. I can't go back. The second thing that will keep you stuck and will bring about backsliding and keep you in that condition is wrong alliances. Assyria will not save us. In other words, you have to come to the conclusion that all of these other things that you're relying on, Assyria was a country that they thought, well, they'll back us, they'll be our ally. Building these alliances with the world, with powers and with other forces, with other cultural or political, or these ideas that somehow if we have these powerful alliances that they're a replacement for God, that somehow they can get the job done. The other thing is relying on your strength. We will not ride horses. In other words, the idea, some say we'll run away to this, or some would be we will they're relying on the horses as a way to escape or a way to fight back. It goes on to say, nor will we say again, our God, to the work of our hands. For in you the orphans find mercy. In other words, a lot of times we've turned our work and our wealth into a God that we say to, again, our God, to the work of our hands, what we produce. This is what we rely on. We rely on wrong alliances. and wrong reliances. We rely on our ideas that we're going to be secure because we have horses or whatever, some way of escape, or we have money and wealth. You've got to come to God with your words and say, we recognize that. But when you confess, you bring your words and return to the Lord, he says. This is what we do. And here's what he says he'll do. I will heal their backsliding or their apostasy. I will love them freely, for my anger has turned away from them. And God gives this beautiful picture that when we do this, when we put aside these false alliances and these false reliances, and we bring this confession, we confess, God, I was wrong, you were right. I will be like the dew to Israel, that dew that comes across and causes the desert to bloom. He will blossom like a lily. He will take root like the cedars of Lebanon. These beautiful trees. They're just amazingly beautiful. His shoots will sprout. In other words, even trees that have been cut down will begin to sprout out. And his beauty will be like the olive tree, and his fragrance like the cedars of Lebanon. So there's this beautiful picture of God restoring and bringing life and beauty and just in every way. And we see this kind of reflected, this restoration, and Jesus talked about the return of the prodigal son. He came home and he brought his words with him. Father, I've sinned against heaven and against thy name, and I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. You see, if you are going to stay backslidden, you're going to hold on to your pride. That's what keeps you stuck. Because we want to be able to get turned around. We want to turn around without ever having to have anybody know that we really needed to turn around. There's no way back like that. And so in the Old Testament and the New Testament, every time it says, return to the Lord and bring your words with you. I pray that you will bring your words with you when you come on Sunday. And I pray that you'll bring other people with you that need to turn back to him. We're going to talk about God's attitude toward you, that God is able, and I want you to be reminded to the people that you care about and love, God is able to restore them, and God is willing. And so I really want you to bring them. This is a great week to invite people. And the best way to be ready to go on Sunday to gather is start right now, planning on it. You got people who always want you to do stuff. There's always other activities people want you to do. You just have to say, look, this is a priority. I'm going to do it. I want to thank you in advance for doing that. I want to encourage you to go to a class and go to breakfast. This coming Sunday, it starts at 9:30. So remember the early service at 8, 9:30 breakfast, and then 11 o'clock service. This is a great week for you to come and to bring people with you that really need to be restored. So just let me conclude with this. Thank you. And I just want to thank you for your generosity. A lot of you have really been, have practiced giving. We have to practice it because it's not our first nature. And so I want to thank you. A lot of you give online. You go to our website and then you follow the menu for giving, and just thank you for doing that. And this is a time where it's so important that we're not takers, we're givers. And so thank you so much, and pray that I'm going to see your face soon. God bless you.